There's so much going on with the NNP, and we're just getting started. From candidate launches to contests, events, and breaking news, be in the know. Get notified first about big events and announcements. Plus, we're here to listen. We want to hear from you. Leave us a comment, tell us what's working and what's not. Like what we're doing? Let us know. The NNP is working for you. Interact with us on Facebook. Come on, Grenada, get connected. Like us on Facebook/NNP Grenada and keep moving.
In this modern time, God gave us a gift. We brain and we cranium, still He gave us a mind. Think about positive endeavors to make we life rise up. But some people that I know thinking so low, they brain living in the dust because they would see it on the name of a brother with malice intention, when instead they could be uplifting a sister for life.
Yes, indeed. Good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, and Penny Martinique. Once again, it is time for Hard Talk. My name is Sheldon Scott.
And I'm Devon Romain.
And you're listening to 2 hours of the Tough Talk. Yeah, right here on the island of Grenada. Yeah, we're supposed to be having a guest joining us around 10:30, just for a few minutes. And around 11, we should be having someone calling in, trying to see if we could get them to Skype in. We try nothing. If it can work, if it didn't work, we'll just take the audio part of that. All right. So saying a very special good morning to all of the listeners via the various medium. Those of you listening via the 97.5 FM frequency, City Sound Broadcasting out there in River Road. I haven't said a good morning to Karen for a long time. Karen and the entire staff down there at City Sound. So good morning to each and every one of you. We hope you all are having a fabulous day today.
And 89.5 CRFM out there in Manjaloo. That's good morning to all our listeners via 89.5.
92.9 Sister Isle FM, broadcasting from beautiful Hillsborough in Carriacou. Yeah, good morning to Carriacou. Good morning to Petty Martin. Good morning to the staff out there at 92.9. Yeah, Lisa and Linton and Jack and the entire staff out there. Hey, and the, oh boy, I must say a special good morning to the security out there at Sister Isle FM.
Good
yes,
morning,
I'm trying to remember the surname. You know. I know it's a surname that is one of my surname, but I can't remember which one of my Carriacou surname it is. All right, but good morning to you. Hope you're having a fabulous morning this morning. So hope it's a Scott.
A Scott is a Scott.
No, but as you think, Scott is not one of the Carriacou surnames. I mix it up. But it's a Scott. I think it's Scott is his name. Yeah. But good morning to you, sir. I hope that you have a fabulous morning this morning. Yeah. I remember now. Yeah, the eyes. Yeah, the eyes. That's what I remember.
And 94.9, right? We Vibes Radio in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, those of you listening via that airwaves, good morning to all of you. Pleasant, wonderful, beautiful, pure Grenada, good morning.
Yeah, and let's see who's on the live. Wow. Yeah, the live in waiting. Peter and lovely, Rhonda and Terry and Andra, Veronica, Jillian, Ronette, Mrs. Courtney, Louisa. A special good morning to all of you. To all, listen, Nazi B, nice morning. Yeah, and oh gosh, by the time I started calling names there, I ain't gonna finish in a hurry, you know.
At all.
Genevieve, morning. All right. Yeah, so good morning to all of you on the live with us this morning. Yeah, as I said, we're going to have a guest in with us roughly around 10:30. We're not going to say who it is. No, it's not, we just let the person come in the studio. I mean, what has gone? The people that just come in with studio and they put a lock on the door. Put in a lock on the door. Yeah. But I think we need to put a lock on the door.
Yeah, put something on it. But
put a lock on the door.
That's what it's all about. People are free to come in and, well, not free as free, but, you know.
Yeah. Well, what we're going to say here as well, the Police Sports Club, yeah, they're presenting their Stag Lime and Karaoke. That's going to be at the police barracks tomorrow. Yeah, Thursday the 29th of March. They've got Lambie Waters, Sauce on sale, and it starts from 3 p.m. Music by DJ King Turbo. Not the first time I hear that one. DJ King Turbo. All right, so music, I feel like a police DJ, you know. Yeah, DJ King Turbo. It's a great way to start the Easter weekend. That's going to be at the Police Sports Club at the Police Barracks on Melville Street. So that's going to be taking place from 3 p.m. tomorrow. Remember, Lambie Waters, South, and of course, it's a stag lime and karaoke. So if you run out of stag, you only know I come in on the radio and call all your name. I go in and say police sports club and think run out a stag in a stag lime. I go come and say it. All right, nice. Remember, but I kind of ease up because you understand it's Holy Week, so we have to behave a bit this week. So it is the Holy Week. And
good morning to all the denominations celebrating Holy Week, and so the Anglicans and the Catholics, and so good morning to all of you and to all the other religious denominations here serving in our Tri-Island state.
Yes, indeed. And folks, for those of you wanting to get into the program either now or later on, the phone number 440-7377
and 347-329-3101.
Yeah. And let me again say a special good morning to Wade and all of you in the Noise Radio chat room, especially during the election period. We cannot forget most of them in the Noise Radio chat room. So let's say a very special Grenadian good morning to each and every one of you. Yeah, people like Kathy, the birthday girl from yesterday.
Birthday girl. We hope you had a wonderful day, my dear.
Yeah, Kathy, I know you. I know you enjoy yourself. It was one thing you're going to make sure, and your friends will make sure. Hey, I know people like Zingo and them maybe call you and all kind of thing, Zingo and Watts and all of them. Mr. Watts, good morning. Yeah, so special good morning to all of you, Captain and Lady Fran and all of you in the Noise Radio chat room. They listen. You wouldn't hear them calling the program and so, but they listen to Hard Talk religiously every single. In fact, I don't think these people ever moved their dial from 94.9 up there in Brooklyn. They're always listening to that frequency. And folks, as you may be hearing in the background, we've got some rains coming down on the Spice Isle this morning. Yeah, but just have to let you all know as well. Good morning to you, Najuma. And Joseph, Michelle, Kim, Aaron, Cheryl, Lesan. Yes, Shelly-Ann, morning, my dear. Just to let you all know, at this time of year, we're usually impacted by Sahara Desert dust. So if you all would have realized a little earlier today, it looks a bit foggy outside. When I say foggy, that you can't see straight way far out to sea. And so it's cloudy, a bit, not, when I say cloudy, you're talking about clouds. But it's dusty, yeah, out there. It means as well that when we are impacted by that, and it's not just Grenada, it's Trinidad, the tip South America, as well as the Eastern Caribbean, is being impacted by the Sahara Desert dust. In fact, it's part of the reason that we're having the rains that are falling right now. It's interacting with area of weather that's coming up from the south, that's coming up from South America, and that is what is causing the rain that we're having right now. So we are supposed to be having, according to the last weather report I saw, some rains this morning, and it's supposed to be a bit sunshiny later in the day. But every time we are impacted by Sahara Desert dust, your children who suffer from various ailments such as sinuses and asthma tend to have attacks. Yes, so you need to be looking out for that right now. Make sure that they have for those that have asthma, that they have their Becotide and their Ventolin and those sort of things. Yeah, you have to make sure that you have that stuff close to them. So if your children or yourself, yeah, Garfield are actually getting the rain up here. I know you're down the hill, but maybe you're down in Grandance area. So it ain't reached down there yet, but we're getting it up in Mount Telecon. Yeah. So if your children or yourselves are suffering with any form of respiratory illness, please keep an extra eye and be additionally vigilant at this time. Because anytime you have that dust around, and you could see it, yeah, like you wash your vehicle, you park it up, you could see the dust on it. You could see the dust gathering on different things. It does affect people's lungs, those who have different problems. So you may see a surge in people heading to the emergency department with asthma attacks. Yeah, people with sinuses would realize the sinuses start to give you a problem. Your eyes start to run water, your head start to hurt, all these kind of things. So be aware, be vigilant, make sure that you have your medication and so at hand if the children need to go to school with, well, they should be going to school with the medication, and so just in case, make sure that they have it and make sure everything is in order for that. All right. Again, the phone number 440-7377 and overseas
347-329-3101.
Yeah, Devon, I didn't even get a chance to look at the news last night, so I don't know exactly what was in the news last night. I didn't get a chance to see it. I didn't get a chance to look at it this morning.
Neither do I, because I get home about, minutes to 8, after 8, somewhere there.
Yeah, usually I would go, because modern technology, you pull your phone and you could look at the news. You pull your phone, tap the screen, you could look at the news. Just a few minutes after it's finished, you could look at the whole news again. Scroll to which part you want to see, scroll past which part, stop where you want, rewind, look again. Yeah, so it's gotten to that stage right now that you could do that online. So I'm not too sure what has been in the news.
What clearly came out, I can't.
Yeah.
And that's not good on our part, eh?
Yeah, we're supposed to be following. We're supposed to be following closely.
You know,
what I can say, though, is yesterday we were speaking about fake news and news laundering. So you be very familiar with these terms there, because it's going to be coming up quite a lot over the next few years. It's heading that direction. Fake news and news laundering. So what you're going to realize is that I've been reading an article somewhere online, and they're speaking about some sort of, what are they speaking about? Oh, there's some big hullabaloo in Grenada about Senate appointments and the NDC. I don't know, whoever offered the NDC any Senate position for it to be a topic of discussion?
I have no idea.
I mean, the Governor General will make a determination in relation to that.
Exactly.
But I don't know that the NDC has been offered any Senate position for there to be this big discussion about don't take it and all this kind of big back and forth and gun. I mean, who offered?
But then again, you know, they need issues and so to talk about, and so there's nothing else to talk about at this point in time, right? Because after that massive defeat, and so that whole speculation and who will offer who what and what. Be patient, right? Who is to be senator will be senator.
And I see some sort of nonsensical thing that they need to name the other senators by the 1st of April. That's not true. That's not true. This first sitting can't be taking place on a Sunday. Easter Sunday to boot. Come on, man. I mean, if they're doing an article and they're trying to twist it and try to give an impression of things in Grenada, at least be truthful with the article.
Exactly.
At least put some elements of truth, and there's no truth in that. Yeah, that there's this big hullabaloo that the NDC saying, don't take any seat, and this one saying, they're offering them seat, and this kind of thing. I mean, it's absolute nonsense, man.
But I can assure you, with all what is going on there, it is, and that's their business, though, but I must point out, there is a move. And I'm not certain, and I don't want to be saying I'm sure, but I have a bad feeling that this organization, NDC, is about to split once again.
Well, that's another article that's up online, so maybe they need to join me and say that it's fake news.
Yeah.
Because that's another article that I'm seeing online. I didn't want to go into that one, but you raised it.
But
there's another article I'm seeing online there that there's this fracture within the organization. Yes. Again, as I say, the status quo could remain for me. I have no problem with that, right?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't want nobody going to. I want them to say right there.
Comfortable.
I'm comfortable just who they right there. Yeah. In all seats, everything could remain just the way it is. Yeah. People would have on media for them, nothing should change. Yeah. Now, there's this talk within certain circles, whether true or not, I do not know, but I'm saying what I've heard. I'm not saying that what I've heard is the truth. Yeah? And that's the difference between me and Devon and other people. We'll tell you this is what we heard, but we don't know if it is the truth. But what we have heard is that there's one grouping that wants back Tillman Thomas. There's one grouping that wants Franca Alexis Bernardine as the political leader. There's another grouping that wants to retain Nazim Burke as the political leader. And then there are one or two other fringe groups that would like to see the person who was the candidate in their area become the political leader, for instance, in St. Patrick West, in Carriacou. There are these fringe movements that would also, but the major players are the ones who would like to see Tillman Thomas come back and give direction to the organization. The others are making the argument that he's too old to do that right now. The counter argument is that he's a person that is still highly respected, although that video you saw recently wouldn't tell you that. but he's still a person that's highly respected within the organization, within the country. There's the other aspect of those who are saying that probably a woman as leader right now would be a good thing, so they want Franca. So there's that sort of friction taking place within the organization, and it's coming out. It's not like it could be hidden. You're hearing the supporters calling and openly saying that Burke has to go, or they prefer this person. You're openly hearing it, yeah?
And it's expecting, because right after, two massive defeats, there will be squabbles and so within the organization to reorganize and so. But they have a history of while going through that period and so, they basically destroy themselves and then, but then, that's upon them. But for the sake of Grenada, we would like to see well organized and, forward-thinking organization who want to represent the people, right? We cannot afford to be having a organization who continues, right, to spread false hope and that sort of thing to its people. Yes, you have support, but let your supporters hold on to something. You're not giving them anything. And then you complain about it's a one-sided race and a one-party state and whatever. But if the people of Grenada, right, see that you're not capable, and so what else you want them to do? To put incapable persons? No, they wouldn't do that. So they have a lot to really, do and everything like that.
It's come, they come in, let they fight it up.
Yeah, they will.
They go work it out. Yeah, I'll go work that one out.
Yeah.
But don't expect us to work that one out.
Yeah, but rest assured that myself and Sheldon will still try to give you a little advice now and then, if you want to take it.
Nah, I ain't giving it. Talk to yourself. I ain't giving it.
Hey, obviously. Me. Anyhow, enough of the 5 minutes of fame for NDC.
Yeah, but it's a political talk show.
Yeah,
you will hear politics on it. Yeah, this is a political talk show. You will hear us speaking about politics. If you want to hear a church program, you go on to a church station.
Throughout the lighthouse or something.
Yeah, or you go on to a station where they're discussing church things. If you want to hear another issue, you tune in. But this is a political radio program, and in and out, you'll be hearing politics. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Scott and Mr. Devon.
Jacket man.
Yes, sir.
What's
this
up?
morning, I's a regular listener to radio. Partly all radio stations I listen.
Mm-hmm.
This morning I was listening to GBN, and which is supposed to be Wednesday with government ministers, people supposed to be on the radio. And the host this morning was calling up on the person or people who had to be there. And I am telling our ministers, our government ministers, when is the day to go on the radio, do go and represent the people. Because we are listening to hear what we have to say. Some of us don't read. I don't read my phone because I don't have time to read on the phone. So I listen on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm speaking especially to my minister. We want to hear them. Don't let us be afraid or make people say that they don't want to come. We want to hear them. And Mr. Devon.
Yes, my brother.
The jump for the boy. I'm asking you if you could assist me by get anybody who you know what cuts wood, and they could get a nice piece of pear wood which have hole in it, and even though they bring it for you, I know I could get it from you make the jump.
Okay, we will start working on that.
It's a piece of pear wood. It's a buka tree.
Okay, my brother.
And you got to have a little hole in the middle to begin.
All right.
And I will continue from there.
All right,
so,
brother.
Okay, brother.
We go work
Two
on
of
that.
you all have the best day.
All right, take care.
Bye.
I might have to get him to make a drum for me too. Yes, I do African drumming, so I might have to get him to do a drum for me as well. Devon, but you did mention that there was no one. Let's take this call and then I'll get back to it.
Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning, Sheldon and Devon.
Hi, morning.
That caller bit me back to because that is what I've called to say. I called to get some fair this morning. I always call about that. Last time in office, we slack out a lot in that area. Now, I always text, always call, and it seems like it's falling on deaf ears. Sheldon, on Wednesday is our day. Let's go and talk to the nation. Please. Sheldon, you got props this one because you see when you were there, You used to call and send somebody, and if you couldn't, you used to say that you can't send anybody.
Oh, go myself.
But this is one the bread that gave us, and we look for it. Let us honor that day. Our people want to hear us.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, my dear.
Thank you very much.
Let me say, though, with all understanding of the present situation, individuals would have been sworn in just roughly 3 or 4 days ago on Sunday. They would have spent their first day at office on Monday. In some instances, 1 or 2 instances, persons may have been familiar with their office, but still, there have been slight changes to some of the ministries, with departments moving to other ministries. For instance, you would realize that while Dr. Clarice Modest-Curran remains the Minister of Civil Aviation and Tourism, that culture is now attached over to youth and sport. So there has been a change to her ministry, which means that outside of the physical movement, because you may have physical movement of people actually having to move from one floor to another floor or one building to another building in some instances, while that is the case and people are settling into their roles this week, there has not actually been a cabinet meeting, as in the true cabinet meeting as yet. There would have been a meeting on Monday where you go in and you get your briefing, and so as the new minister in a ministry, you get your briefing. So you learn, okay, this is what you ought to do, this is what you can't do, this is about confidentiality, etc., etc., etc. So you would get your briefing. That includes the cabinet secretary and attorney general and so on, and you'd receive your briefing. That would have taken place this week. After that, you would have the situation where the ministers would have gone to their individual ministries, wherever they're located, had their first day in office, started to acquaint themselves in the instances of people who have taken up new portfolios. For instance, Emlyn Pear, she's now in the Ministry of Education. She was previously in the Prime Minister's ministry. Outside of the physical relocation, it's also making sure, even though in cabinet you would generally have an understanding of how every ministry runs, but you would have the direct hands-on briefing from the permanent secretaries, the senior administrative officers, and you start putting forward what is the vision, the new vision, or the continued vision for that particular ministry. As such, it would not be fair, in my mind, it would not be fair to expose these ministers to questions on the ministries and so just after 72 hours or so. I don't think it would be fair to those individuals to do that. Yeah? I think it would be fairer to give them that 1 week to acquaint themselves fully, and then if they're missing next week, I for one would be calling Senator Garway and saying, listen, what's going on, man? Man, make sure somebody go in the thing. I myself would be calling him, but this week I can understand. That's what I'd say. For this week, I could generally understand why someone was not sent. Because if you're sending them, there is not much that they can tell you in relation to the particular ministry at this time. Yeah, you're just getting a hold on the ministry. Yeah, and even if it's a ministry that you were dealing with before, remember, you've been out campaigning heavily for the last 6 weeks or so. Yes, you were still holding the portfolio of minister, and yes, there are many things that would have been done during that time. You would keep a tap on it because each day you would make sure that you get your briefings and you follow up and that sort of thing. But you're still getting a hold on the 1 or 2 smaller things that may have happened or may not have happened that you need to level out at this point in time. So this week, on their behalf, ease them a little for this week. And I'm sure that Clifford is listening right now, and Clifford grinding because Clifford hates that. I know Clifford Bridgman, he hates that. One thing that gets him upset, and I would see him call, is when Clifford realizes it's government's time to be on and no one is there. It upsets him. I know that, and it upsets a lot of you. But in all fairness, I think that we need to give them just the 1 week, let them settle in, and then from next week we can have the different ministers coming in. All right? And in that context, I just received a message with somebody saying somebody should have contacted and that sort of thing. I agree. When it's situations like that, you need to contact. My thing was I would speak directly with them at GBN on a weekly basis and say, well, okay, and follow up with the office and so to make sure everything takes place. All right? So in that context, yes, I do understand. Okay? Yeah, I think it is important for us to have that line of communication open, that you always keep in touch with the folks down there at GBN. Folks, we're going to take a short break and be right back.
Ooh, yeah.
Line of communication open, that you always.
I am stuck between a rock and a hard place in this modern time. God gave us a gift, we brain and we cranium, still He gave us a mind. Think about positive endeavors to make we life rise up. But some people that I know thinking so low, they brain living in the dust because they would see it on the name of a brother with malice intention, when instead they could be uplifting a sister for life progression. It is so hard now when a man turn a big man and still didn't grow. But the reason they procrastinate and gossip is because their mind is poor. So I say, poor mind will gossip. Illiteracy, simple mind, talk about places that they could never be. Ordinary mind, talk about events and personalities, but wouldn't mind speak about ideas, and great mind speaks philosophy. The mind is such a spiritual force, will make you do what's right. And for sure, my friends, you are in control, so there's no reason to fight. I know you heard this before. Life is how you make it, so be honorable. But when you sit in a state of idleness, that making your mind simple. Now all you should know, your mind is the center of your universe. A bad thing to waste. Yes, man, in all different sizes, and in your head it was placed to uplift and elevate those around me with tremendous grace. Positive is always the way to go. I want to please stay away from his, because I say, poor mind will gossip. Illiteracy, simple mind, talk about places that they could never be. Ordinary mind, speak about events and personalities, but wouldn't mind speak about ideas, and great mind speaks philosophy. Instead of vision, a lot of people live in dreams and love to expatiate. They love to talk about man-made creation, so their life is on wait. Most of their thoughts is based on fiction and not reality. So I wrote this song to let them know they must change their mentality. You spend all your time with your mind being carnal and does not have a clue, creating a sense of hopelessness and still don't believe it's true. You really don't know how to uplift your standard, man, only wasting time. I know the reason for that, my friends. Ordinary mind, oh, mind will gossip. Illiteracy, simple mind, talk about places that they could never be. Ordinary mind, talk about events and personalities, but wouldn't mind speak about ideas. A great mind speaks philosophy. I've tried my best for my mind to be good and one day be great. That is why you could never get me to sit and procrastinate. Something needs to be done. I will get up and do it without hesitation. That is why I'm working so hard, my friends, for Calypso unification. If artists use their mind, there would be more focus, knowledge and understanding. are bickering, making fuss over what really doesn't matter. Intelligent men must think, but you could bring a horse to the water hole, but you can't force the horse to drink. So I say, poor mind will gossip. Illiteracy.
Yes, folks. Yeah, just had to run outside for 2 minutes there. You understand? Yeah, sometimes you understand. You had to move one time, right? Nice, good. Yes, folks. 440-7377. That's 440-7377.
And 347-329-3101.
Yes, and I'm seeing the comments here. Yes, they should let GBN know they can't show. Yes, I believe that should have been done. And sometimes that's just a failure. Somebody just not making that call to say, okay, no one is coming today. Yeah, so the way you usually deal with that is you have a schedule. You have Minister A, Minister B. If Minister A can't make it, Minister B usually would be able to make it. If they can't make it, then you for yourself go. You must have something to talk about.
Too much.
Yes, indeed.
You're in government,
right.
so.
Someone just said, just last Thursday, Land Revenue was on GBN speaking on taxes. Remind persons to file their documents before the due date. Yeah, all you have to remember to file your documents and so for your personal income tax and all them kind of thing. Yeah, some of them, I have a notification with it somewhere here. So you're going to have to find that one and see. So I see here the Inland Revenue Division of the Ministry of Finance wishes to advise the public that its hours of operation have been extended for Thursday, the 29th of March only, from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. This decision was taken to facilitate the general public with filing and payment of taxes and motor vehicle license, which fall due end of March 2018. All right, so they'll be open a little earlier tomorrow for 7:30, which is good. So those of you that have to get to work for 8 and you're in the 8 town area, you can go early, pay, and then move on to work, yeah? So you can do that tomorrow. So tomorrow, the Inland Revenue Department, they're going to be open from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. All right? Nice. Beautiful.
Hey, good morning to all the market vendors of our country. The vendors that provide all the green and fresh vegetables and fruits for the nation. Wherever you are, whether it be in St. George's, in St. Andrews, in Grenville in the market, wherever, St. Patrick's, good morning to you, and we hope you enjoying yourself and continue to support and provide the nation with fresh fruits. A healthy nation is a wealthy nation.
Yes, and also, just to let you all know, folks, the format of the program may be changing slightly. No, we're not going less time or so, but the format of the program, yeah, that is not us, that is other people.
Be careful.
The format of the program would be changing. We may be going back to having like the national report and so within the first half hour, the national report, the WaterWise program, which is very important. A lot of valuable information is given out via the WaterWise program. And we think it's important that you all continue to get that and the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority program. In fact, I'll attempt to play the Solid Waste Management Authority program for you all tomorrow, seeing that it's going to be a holiday Friday, being Good Friday, and next week, Monday, being Easter Monday, it is going to affect the schedule of garbage pickup. So we're going to play that for you to let you know what are the new ones and so. All right, nice, good. 440-7377. And Devon, I've received a challenge, man.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, listen, I have absolutely nothing to prove. And I see some individuals there with some kind of talk about who afraid and who afraid. Listen.
The race run already, you know.
No, but I am seeing some people there about afraid and who afraid and who afraid. It's not a matter of afraid. It's a matter of I refuse to associate with certain individuals who would say things about our churches, who would act in a certain way and behave in a certain way. I refuse to associate. So who wants to say that? Who afraid and who afraid and who afraid? That's their business. I could care less. Yeah, but I could assure you that I will not be partaking in any such activity. Yeah? I could assure you of that. Yeah, nice, great. Yeah, so I just received a message from our guests that they are close. All right, so they should be here within the next couple of minutes. They should be here with us. All right, nice, beautiful. I mean, want me to go and play football and thing. Me doesn't play football. That's not my thing. I will go in and beat up myself in this thing for. And outside of that, who do want me to go and play? I ain't go and play with these people. I doesn't even call their name. You expect me to go and stand up and play a game with them?
At your age, you go and get a break foot right now, you're in problem, you know.
No, me even afraid break foot. I had broken legs before, and I broke foot, hand, cracked skull, all kind of thing already.
Yeah, well, good for you. I play all kind of sport, but I've never gotten no broken limbs.
I broke my nose, my fingers, crack right above my elbow, broke my toes, fracture my leg, cracked my skull. Yeah, that's about it.
I lost a tooth playing football.
Nah, that one.
Yeah,
I break my nose playing basketball.
I get a elbow from Francis Philip, Muddy Belly, River Road. Yeah, go up to head a ball, about 3 of us. And, you know, he go up with his elbow and I don't know if I swallowed the tooth or it went on the ground. But
you never find it?
I never find it. And that was since in primary school, eh?
We have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, brothers. How you guys doing?
Hey, quite fine.
You know, I seem to have a problem. I don't know, because most guys I deal with and people that maybe get foreign exchange from the U.S. seem to have this problem when they go to change their money. And it seems like most businesses in this country don't want to accept the U.S. dollar right now because based on it's a difficulty to get it changed. Because, I have some friends here, and I heard it over and over and over. When they go to the bank to change their U.S. dollars, the teller would hold each one of them U.S. dollar up in the air, one after the other. It's a very embarrassing situation. And then they would refuse to change if one have a little tear, one a little bit rample, one a little bit. They're looking for any little problem with that U.S. not to change it. And somebody coming into this country for the first time, and they want to spend some money, and they're going to spend the money, and they're going through that kind of problem. Most likely, they will put their money back in the purse and refuse to even spend $1 back here, even come back here. And you hear it from stores in the mall to vendors it's just a problem with changing U.S. dollar in the banking system in this country. So I don't know what's the problem. I think the bank needs to come out and say, well, look, A or B, because they're affecting the small business right now because people in shops don't want to accept U.S. right now. And you're talking about foreigners coming here want to spend their money. And
sure, but that's the first time I'm hearing that one about people having problems accepting U.S. currency.
No, it's something that is going on right through. Because I hear, a lot of elderly citizens who when the family send money for them, they have the same problem too.
I'll
and
have
they
to
have to
check
send
on
money to Western Union right now. Most people are sending money to Western Union right now and collect their money down here when they're traveling.
There's so much going on with the NNP.
No problem. A lot of people going through that. Unless the money is crispy, new, brand new, and it's crispy, you get it changed very easy. But once you have a little tear on it, just a little tear, they would inspect it like if it's counterfeit, and they will go through that kind of rigorous inspection in front of you. Just imagine you come to change some money in a bank and you're going through like an terrain. I had a friend that came here. He went to a popular restaurant in town, and when he collect his lunch and go to pay for it, they tell him they can accept that. And it was very, very embarrassing. He had to somebody had to pay for lunch for him. And it's something that,
I think part of the problem there, caller, might be that the persons actually don't know how to identify counterfeit currency from the real currency. And while they're putting on the show of looking at it, and they probably are not even sure what to look for on the currency to make sure that it is real currency. Because
no, that could be a problem too, but our friends that work in stores in the mall, and when the cruise ship comes in and the people come out on the boat, and sometimes they will pay them with a particular US dollar, and then they have to give them back and say, no, we can accept the one, you give us the next one. And it's that was going on right through. In another case of, looking for, counterfeit, it's a case of any damaged US, nobody wants to accept it.
It's a fact. It's a fact because I've had the experience of, like with a 20 US with a slight rip at the center, when you fold it, and so you get a slight rip, and they refuse it.
Yeah, so I'm saying
they
that
refuse it.
You might hold it in your pocket for when one come here, you might give them to go back and get something for you. What I'm saying now, somebody that come here to spend some money, the countries use it losing a lot of revenue, millions of US dollars. I think they may lose that last year, and I think they stand to lose more this year because people that had that experience would not be going through that again because they're very. If you go to the bank with money and they would inspect each and every dollar you come with and put it up in the air in front of your face and
I mean, come on, who's going to go back to that particular bank and go through that again? It's very difficult. So I'm just saying that we need to have some clarity. What is going on? What's the problem? Because our money down here, if you have a rip, we spend it anyway. They accept it. The bank accept it. When it comes to the US dollar now, they don't accept it. So I'm saying that I don't know what's the problem, because they're losing revenue by that. I mean, the country is losing money. I have US dollars right now. I can't go and change it. I'd look for somebody that's going back in the States to give them to maybe buy something for me, or exchange it with somebody that that come down here and maybe get a crispier one or whatever. And it doesn't make any sense, because I'm talking to people that a lot of people express that. A lot of people express that, and I know there are people listening right now who would call in and say that happened to them. The people listening right now would call in from the States and say that happened to them. I'm telling you, it's a wide. And just imagine a tourist coming here or tourists coming in here for the first time, and they're going to buy stuff and going through that kind of problem. I think we're losing money that way.
Okay, my brother. All right. Thank you very much.
All right, my brother.
Yes, and we do have our guest in with us. We understand in that situation, it's the ECCB that doesn't accept damaged cash. But I think one of the ways that some businesses could go past that is start to deal with credit cards. Yeah, start to deal with cards a little more, so you wouldn't have to deal with the cash thing. All right? But anyway, we have our guest in with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sheldon and Devon.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, we have. I don't want to go and say the thing. I can't remember if it's
Superintendent.
That TAF is good enough.
Is it superintendent, assistant superintendent?
Superintendent.
Superintendent Tafawa Pierre. He is in the studio with us this morning, and from the time you see the gentleman reach inside here, I think he still has some food on the fridge from me and Devon from last year. Anyway.
The freeze.
At the bottom of the freezer somewhere in a container there. But from the time you see this gentleman in studio, you know what time of year it is.
Yes.
So, sir, give us a little bit on why you're visiting Hard Talk this morning.
Okay, I'm visiting Hard Talk. Of course, it's one of the most listened radio around this time. And I'm looking for some free advertisement. So, who else should I choose? I'm here to speak about Supreme Praise. It's a production of the New Testament Church of God, the National Church. It's a gospel concert at the cinema in Grenville this Saturday from 6:30 p.m. We're having some of the top local gospel artists. Of course, we have persons who have composed and arranged and are going to present their new songs, gospel songs, during the concert. So it's a grand affair. I always like to believe that we need to support our local acts, just as how we support the persons who come, our foreign artists, right? So it's actually part of our 2018 convention, our 60th anniversary. And so we're starting it off with a gospel concert, of course. It's not just for entertainment, it's to come and to praise and pray and sing songs of Zion. In an atmosphere, a nice, cool atmosphere. I think the cinema is maybe one of the best venues. I mean, the weather doesn't change anything. It's nice and cool, real soft chairs, good lighting.
Acoustics is correct too, eh? Because as a cinema, the acoustics are correct too.
Yeah, acoustics is just perfect. So you're not supposed to miss it. It's very cheap. It's only 20 EC for an adult, and if you're under 12 years, you pay 10. If you're very small, you're coming free, obviously. Right? But it's important that people come out. I know it's a long weekend, so if you come out on Saturday, you have some nice time to rest. You can rest on Monday, right? So I'm just appealing to the public to come out. Again, it's the New Testament Church of God production, and it's at the Deluxe Cinema in Grenville from 6:30 p.m.
What's some of the acts that would be taking?
Right, so Kerry, a well-known act. Kerry and his band, Gideon and his band Flames will be there. We also have All Anointed. That's a pretty popular and grand band. I think they're traveling right now, and they'll be back on Saturday, and they'll be coming on to the concert. I'm told that Jonathan will also be there. So we have a lot of good, rich local talent. And people should come out, to particularly young people who would like to express themselves in the form of some art. And we have a surprise. We have a comedian, a local comedian, who will be doing some real wholesome jokes that you can really laugh and feel good about.
Okay.
So he would be there to give some real jokes. And laughter is extremely important. I know it's a new dimension, because sometimes when you have Christian events, you don't necessarily have comedy, but we're adding some comedy to it. So you can afford to miss it. It's a family affair. You can come and you can bring your children, right? The jokes would be good, clean jokes, but jokes that you can really laugh out loud and feel proud about.
The children could laugh too.
The children could laugh.
All right. For those who are interested in getting their tickets, and so, what are some of the ticket outlets? Because you may have some people that decide we want to make a bus from St. John and head up to that,
Right.
or we want to make a bus from St. Patrick and head up to that.
So,
where are some of the
so
locations?
the tickets are all over with all the churches. We have 9 churches. We have churches in Birch Grove and Grenville and Boca and Lucas Street. But of course, the ticket sales are growing really quickly. So you could just come in and you could pay at the door.
Okay, great.
And that'd be really
Outside
easy.
of the churches, you could pay at the door.
Easy. And if you can catch me, then I'm very busy. But if you can catch me, I get a ticket too. And of course, we have some wonderful local food, right? We have bakes and saltfish and the barbecue and chicken and tangalog and
food.
Yeah, once I'm around, you must have food.
You come and you start the food thing again. You know what happened with us last time with that food thing.
So for people who come, I remember last year people came and never went into the cinema, but just stayed outside and just eat, just patronize. So it's a nice affair. We could socialize in a nice, safe, clean environment and have some fun.
Yeah, so again, that is taking place this Saturday?
This Saturday at the Deluxe Cinema in Grenville at 6:30 p.m.
6:30 p.m. All right, folks, so you're hearing that one. It's the gospel concert that's going to be taking place this Saturday. All right? Yeah, because we know some of our leaders end up in some kind of sinful behaviors on a Saturday as well. So might be a good Saturday. No, it's the Holy Week, so it might be a good week to go and get yourself involved in some holistic behavior.
And I must add that I want to give a lot of credence to the Grenville Cooperative Credit Union for part sponsoring the event. I mean, we feel very indebted to them because I know sometimes it's difficult in this kind of time when you have a lot of requests, but they've always been backwards to assist us. And we really want to shout out Grenville Cooperative Credit Union. I want to urge people to. They have some of the best products. I don't want to be biased now, but but you need to check them out.
I check them out already.
Yeah, you need to check out the Grenville Cooperative Credit Union.
I have to be checking them out.
Yeah, so it's important that I see that publicly.
Yes.
Devon and his team.
Yeah, but they are the only sponsors. Any other major
Yeah, but
sponsors
so far, I don't want to name too much, but so far, also the management of the Deluxe Cinema Grenville is also part sponsor, and we're very, very, very grateful for that as well. I mean, the truth is, the business community really, really reach out, and they support us in whatever small way they can. And when next I come back, I'll give the entire list. I don't want to call names and miss anyone.
But you can't come in here and not tell us what is taking place with Police Week. Police Week is
listen,
quickly.
You have a lot of things happening because right now, I didn't tell you, but right now we have the original Police T20 cricket competition going on.
Yes, going on right now.
Of which I'm chairing the local organizing committee. So it's happening as we speak in Progress Park. Right? We have Trinidad, Barbados, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent police cricket teams on the soil playing some competitive T20 cricket. So, I mean, the Easter weekend.
As long as we don't get blamed for anything happening in their countries when the officers over here.
No.
All right, okay.
They're fine. All right, but it's really important, not just for sports, but for building synergies and networking and friendships and so on, and it assists in fighting crime too. So, I mean, we're killing several birds with one stone. So it's a lot happening, and I guess in the ensuing weeks I'll be back because Police Week coming up, Food Fest again in the end of April. So we have a lot of things to talk about.
You hear when the Food Fest is end of April,
You just there.
Right?
I mean, it's a year ago that food in the freezer.
I still have it in the fridge for you guys.
It's in the freezer. Gotta microwave that.
So when you come up this year, you have to eat that first and then you get fresh.
But it's always good to hear that that connectivity between the various police forces is taking place, and therefore that networking and so that Grenada can lend assistance to Trinidad, Trinidad can lend assistance to Grenada. Exactly. There's that relationship between Grenada and St. Vincent and all of the different police forces. Right. So we'd like to say a welcome to all of the police officers from the different territories that are here in Grenada right now. Those of you who would be listening while you're waiting for your turn to go and bat or bowl. Those who are listening right now, we say welcome to the Isle of Spice.
Yes. Pure Grenada.
Yeah, pure Grenada. And you realize how we police and them relax.
Yes.
So just take some lessons, take some notes while all you're here. Take some notes while you all are here.
And there's applications available if you guys want to transfer.
I got that very jealously. So you can come and check out the games.
Yeah.
The game begins from 10 o'clock. And it goes until Monday. Monday is the
Yeah.
final, so I mean you have a lot of.
I see the
going on.
sports club has an activity at the barracks tomorrow as well, a fundraising
Right.
at the barracks tomorrow for 3 o'clock.
It's all part of this.
So all
So
the
how-
build up to the police week.
So how confident is the Grenada contingent, the team?
Well, you should be at the opening on Monday. I mean, they're very confident, but let me tell you, so too is all the other teams. And St. Vincent won, I think, 5 times out of the 9 championships. So, you know, the chassis is way up in the sky.
How many times Grenada have won?
Grenada won once and was runner-up maybe about 5 times as well.
Last
So
year they were in Trinidad.
Last year was in Trinidad.
Yes, I remember some of the officers there.
Trinidad is here now.
Okay.
So it'll be a sweet victory for
It'd be really, really wonderful
yes,
to have
for
that
the Royal
outside.
Grenada Police Force. Yes.
Watch, fellas, know what they're doing. Now I realized while I was passing outside the cricket stadium and a certain senior officer was in the nets. Now it click why he was in the nets during intercall. A certain senior officer was there practicing, and I said, what?
There's a particular officer. I know he's not so thing. You know, I want to know if he's on the team. But if he's on the team, God help.
No, it's for really cricketers.
All right.
Superintendent, the other peer.
That's for really cricketers.
Leave my friend alone.
Superintendent is up here. I know you trained it hard.
It's not he, I see. Not him, I see. Yes, man. But indeed, it's good to see the Royal Grenada Police Force continuing in its outreach in various measures. The outreach with the public as well as the outreach to other police officers and so regionally and even those locally as well, getting other officers involved and so. And again, back to the gospel concert. Again, folks, remember that is taking place this Saturday. This Saturday, looking for somewhere to go on Saturday afternoon. They have food and so on, real food. So you ain't a bother to cook Saturday. You could go there. You understand? You make a nice little breakfast and thing, and you could go there in the afternoon time and you're getting something to eat. Yeah? As he said, last year some people stay outside and didn't bother to go in.
Nah, they just eat.
Yeah, but
They just eat.
that's indeed is wonderful. And it's going to be a wonderful one. A local cast. And believe me, I've heard most of the names. I've heard them, Jonathan and all. I've heard most of them sing before. Excellent. Excellent. World class. Not just Grenada class, world class. So it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful event taking place this Saturday. Again, the cost of the tickets?
Only $20.
$20, right?
If you're under 12, you pay 10.
Right.
If you're very small lower, you're going free.
What if you're a short person?
So if you have a family of 4, you could get a deal.
Yeah, and the decision we made as to height at the door.
I don't know.
Go qualify, you know. I got to pay more because I tall. But that's an extremely wonderful one. Again, I got to say ASP, you know.
Superintendent.
I know why that ASP does always stick in my head. That was just tall enough because I'll say the superintendent any day. Yes, sir. So we'd like to thank you so very, very much in relation. I don't want to put you on the professional level too much right now, but we just had that call about the foreign currency. Right. And so, anything you could tell us about that particular one? Because
anyway, the thing is, people have the right to refuse any currency if they believe that it is damaged. Mm-hmm. It's not a major issue. If we believe the bill is damaged, the person have a right to refuse it, right? Because of course, you don't know how the bank would interact with a damaged bill. Mm-hmm. So if your bill is damaged, look out for additional scrutiny. A damaged bill might be deemed to be counterfeit. That's why it is looked at properly. Mm-hmm. If it's crippled too much and it loses its
consistency,
right, and so on, people may question it, and that's common. It's not that people are turning away the currency. People are just concerned about damaged currency, as you should be for any currency, not just U.S. currency. Mm-hmm. So I think that is a real issue. It's not a major problem. It's just an interaction with a particular business person who would have general concerns about taking a bill that might be too damaged, that will not be accepted by the bank. It's no big deal.
Any advice as we go into the Easter weekend and people will be doing a lot of transactions, whether it be in the market, whether it be at the fish market, whether it be at some of the different activities over the weekend? Any advice to these people in relation to the transaction of currencies and so on?
Well, I would like to think that if you have doubts, don't accept it. That's what I say to the layman, right? But of course, if you want to get a little bit more technical, I believe a prudent business person should get involved with knowing the features of the various currency that you're interacting with, right? The Eastern Caribbean currency is something that you should make an effort to do, right? But I always say too that if you have a legitimate bill, you can keep large bills, so a large like 100, a 50, and a 20. So when somebody comes with a bill that you have discomfort with, you can compare it. Even just to offer up to see the size. Normally the counterfeiters do it's a little off. So if you have a legitimate one, you can keep it just to match up if you have doubts. Right? I don't want to get too technical, but that would make a lot of difference. You can look at the color, the consistency, the shape, certain prominent features on the one that you have, the real one. You can compare it, and if you have doubts, then simply don't accept it.
Yeah.
Right.
Do they generally counterfeit the smaller denominations, or they tend to go more for the hundreds and 50s
you find
20s?
20s, 50s, 100s in the Eastern Caribbean currency, and that seems to be the general trend through the world. People tend to want to
the amount of money they spend to print the file and think it makes sense.
But sometimes I wonder, because when the counterfeit come to us, it's so obvious. I think we have a special eye, but it's so obvious that it's not real. People in the course of business just accept anything. But if you just compare it, if you have a doubt and you compare it, you will see the difference.
See the difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yes, sir. So we'd like to thank you so very much for coming in on Hard Talk this morning. So, folks, we're going to make sure and play the ad for you and Zoe. Yes, I do have the ad, the ad somewhere here. I will play the ad and that kind of thing. Remember the gospel concert? It's taking place this Saturday at the Deluxe Cinema from
6:30.
6:30. So you can go there from 6 and start to eat, and then when the concert starts, you go inside. So you're going there for 6. You're going and buy food, Tanya Log.
Tanya Log. Big and saltfish. Chicken, chips, barbecue.
Right.
You name it, cakes.
Right. So you go in for 6 o'clock. And you go in hungry, so you're making sure you eat and thing. Exactly. And then you go and you relax inside afterwards, and you watch it thing. And then in between, you come back outside, you get some Tanya Log and thing again, you fill up again.
And you get enough laugh.
Yeah. Thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you too, sir.
And the door is always open. And we know we're going to be seeing you in a couple of weeks again when you come back with Police Week and the police activities. Thank you so very much.
Thanks a lot.
All right, folks, we're going to take a short break and then we'll be right back with more Hard Talk for you. Yes, indeed.
Berlin ist Denker, doch ein Dich. Mach die Hände hoch, Kinder, mach die Hände hoch. Mach die Hände hoch, Leute, mach die Hände hoch. Kommt die Sonne wieder raus, die Sonne wieder raus. Kommt die Sonne wieder raus, die Sonne wieder. Kommt die Sonne wieder raus, die Sonne wieder raus. Oh yo, Berliner, oh yo, Berlin. Oh yo, Berlinerin, oh yo, Berlin. Ein Stadt der Kultur. Und ein Stadt, die ich liebe. Mit Menschen von der ganzen Welt. Und alles, was mir gefällt. Mach die Hände hoch, Kinder, mach die Hände hoch. Mach die Hände hoch, Leute, mach die Hände hoch. Kommt die Sonne.
The New Testament Church of God presents Supreme Praise, the Gospel Concert on Saturday, 31st March 2018 at Deluxe Cinema, Grenville. Come and be enriched by top gospel artists with live band accompaniment, surprise comedy act just for laughs. Admission $20 adults, children under 10 you pay 10. Join us for a time of praise and thanks given for our 60th anniversary celebration. fun. It's Supreme Praise, the Gospel Concert. Saturday, 31st March, Deluxe Cinema, Grenville.
Yes, indeed, folks. Yeah, let's see that typing there. I'm waiting on a call now, and this one is going to be in relation to the Little Miss Grenada pageant.
Yes.
Yes, the Little Miss Grenada pageant, that's coming up as well. So we're waiting on a call in relation to that one. Yeah, we were hoping that we'd have been able to splice in a video and do a nice little video thing and them kind of thing, but it doesn't seem as though we'll be able to get that one done today. So we're going to have to take it, or we could get it, Nice. Yep. So we're going to take a nice little call on that one in a little while. Let me see if this is, let's see if this is the call. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, morning.
Yes, that's your call.
Yes, I believe that's the call there this morning. And good morning to you. You're hearing us clearly?
Yes, I'm hearing you clearly.
That's the
All
daughter.
right.
Oh, that's the daughter.
How are you, Shiloh?
I'm doing good.
All right.
Beautiful.
And we have on the line with us young Shiloh. And she is one of the main people behind the Little Miss Grenada pageant. Shiloh, tell folks how old you are. Well, how young you are.
I am 9 years old.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful. Tell us a little bit about the Little Miss Grenada pageant.
Little Miss Grenada pageant is a beauty pageant created by my auntie, Jermaine Superstar Simon, Junior George, and my mommy, Najuma Mark. And its main purpose is to build the confidence in young girls like me, and to inspire them and for them to showcase their creativity.
Wonderful. And how many young ladies do we have in this pageant, involved in the pageant right now?
I can't tell you exactly how many, but I know that shiz.
Yeah. So, okay. When is it due to take place? Hello? Yeah. When is it due to take place?
May 25th. I think it's May 25th.
May 25th?
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
And it'll
it's
be
May
taking
25th.
place here in Grenada?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Is the venue and everything settled already?
I'm not sure, but I do know that everything is getting together.
Nice. Beautiful. And what do you think about getting young ladies involved in activities like this, like the Little Miss Grenada pageant? What do you think about that?
I think it's important to get young girls involved with this because it could build their confidence, as I said before, and it could boost their self-esteem to let them know that they have a chance. And in this world, they could have a chance to become anything that they want to be.
Wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. Yes. And you said Jermaine is one of the persons that involved in this as well, Jermaine Superstar. And she's she's someone that's been involved in beauty pageants before, in fact, yeah?
Yes.
So you have somebody who has been involved in beauty pageants there guiding you as well, giving you some advice and so on the way to go. Yeah?
Yep.
Right. Beautiful, beautiful. Is there anything else you want to tell us about the Little Miss Grenada pageant that's going to make everybody in Grenada want to come on down to see it when it is taking place?
And I just found out for sure that it is May 25th, and it is in Spice Basket, and there's also going to be different parishes with young girls who are going to be doing, it's going to be like a fashion show. They have different categories like summer wear, talent, and speech.
Okay. It's a Little Miss Grenada pageant. So how old are the contestants going to be?
8 to 12.
8 to 12.
Wow.
All right. But you're not taking part. Eh? You're not taking part.
I'm not taking part because I'm hosting.
Oh.
Because I'm co-hosting with Miss Lexanne Fletcher.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's extremely wonderful. You're getting a baptism with one of the persons who is fabulous at this. And I know that you'll do an excellent job as well. Yeah?
Thank you.
Yes, we know that you'll do an excellent job. And we know that it's the Little Miss Grenada pageant. So are they going to be, you said they're going to be doing summer wear, talent, and what else? Speeches.
Speech.
Okay, great. All right. So over the next few weeks, we expect to hear from you again, Shiloh. And folks, remember, Shiloh is just 9 years old, huh?
9 years old.
9 years old. I think this is the youngest interview we ever had on Hard Talk.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Shiloh qualifies as the youngest we've ever interviewed on Hard Talk. So right now you have the prize. Eh? You're the youngest ever interviewed on Hard Talk.
Thank you.
And hey, Shiloh, I want to say congratulations to you on the way in which you does things. I saw you a couple of weeks ago interviewing a couple of Calypsonians and so in Grenada. And you did a very good job. And congratulations to you.
Yeah.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on your show today.
And we'd like to thank you for being here as well. But before you go, is there anything else you want to tell the Grenadian people? They're listening. Folks in Brooklyn are listening. You never know, they might jump the plane and come down for the show. You have folks in Carriacou, Petit Martinique, St. Vincent, all the Caribbean islands, plus all parts of Grenada listening. And the UK and Canada. Next thing, the people beat us, eh? Right. Is there anything else you want to tell them about the show before you leave?
And I forgot some categories too.
You forgot some categories?
But I'll let you know later.
Okay, right.
So we expect to hear an update from you within the next 2 weeks. Okay? You're going to be calling us back. Next time you're calling back, though, we're going to try to get you on video so that we could interact via video on the call. All right? So
okay, and next time I see you, can we talk about other things like bullying and issues with children?
Oh,
Sure. Anytime you're ready.
Anytime.
In fact, whenever you're in Grenada, we're going to bring you in studio. Someone just said on the live that they want to see you in studio.
In studio,
and I agree with them 6,000,000%. Yeah?
Me too.
And we can speak on those issues like bullying and other issues affecting children. Yeah? All right.
And thank you once again, Sheldon Scott and Devon.
All right.
Okay, my dear.
Thank you very much, Shiloh, and you enjoy the rest of your day today.
Okay,
you and Mommy have a wonderful day.
Bye, my dear. Family, bye.
Goodbye.
Right.
Devon, sure.
Oh, she is cute.
Show off, Devon, show off.
If she is cute one more time, according to the talk on Facebook, she's awesome.
Shiloh is a wonderful young lady.
Yes. And she carries herself.
She's brave.
Professional. I saw her interviewed the Ajamo, Inspector, Randy Isaac, and she was bold about it. Wow.
Yeah, she interviewed me too.
Well, Najuma, you're doing a great job, my dear. Yeah. Wow.
And folks, 440-7377
and 347-329-3101.
Yes, good morning, Kathy. We realize that you have re-emerged.
Yes, you have just woken.
Yes, Kathy. And Kathy, just try to be down here. And I'm seeing Colette and all of them saying, well done, Chris, well done. Yes, my Coast Guard partner. Well done, everybody. Yeah. That's the Little Miss Grenada pageant. So that's coming up, folks. We're going to give you some more information about that as the time draws closer.
Good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, Devon.
Hey, morning,
sir. Morning, my friend.
I'm listening to a young lady. I'm very impressed with a young lady.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
young lady. Brother Sheldon, I don't really laughing and smiling. I still, what a brilliant young lady. Right?
Yes.
Brother Sheldon, I want to say something concerning the invitational game. I want to say that when you have a leader in the community with a vision, and Brother Sheldon, because of the vision of the community and the NMP government, you see Grenada is showcased to the world. You have ESPN coming on board to broadcast that invitational game to millions upon people throughout the world. The vision for Grenada, to market Grenada and let the world see the beautiful country Grenada is. Right? I want to thank to the committee with his vision and the NMP government while in power and the country in power. And that is why when you do good, God will always follow you, Brother Sheldon and Devon. And Brother Sheldon, I want to say again, you see, in 2018, with the referendum, you have, where the committee said, was thinking what could happen when you have an election coming in 2018, where a party end up getting the whole 15 seats. So he bring the referendum in 2016, in the event that happened, where the opposition, the party, could always be, they could always be an opposition in. But see what happened now, when a leader shot sighted, like Nazmuk and ANC cronies, they cannot see. And that's why today they are in that script, where they get a 15 low whitewash. Alright? You see, even if they vote for that, that would not happen. So remember, there's people that vote for them, which have 27,000 people. So they would have been there, representing the 27,000 people that vote for them. But they tell to vote no. And that is why now they are in that situation. But I want to let the people that support NDCs know that NMP is a party and a government of inclusion. And when you vote for a party, the party vote for they will win, but the party that win represented each and everyone. As we know, NMP, they represent everyone. They help and care for everyone because we are all Grenadians. All right, and Brother Sheldon, I want to say all continue to letting Grenadians know what is happening and spreading the good news and the news that is true. Because we don't say things that is not true. We speak the truth. And they say the truth will set you free. So when you speak the truth, you don't have to worry.
Yes,
worry
indeed.
If anybody goes to you. When you say
Don't worry about that.
Right? So I have on the face.
All right, my friend.
440737 and Shiloh, the amount of props again. I hope all the people who giving the props there buying ticket.
Oh, she is.
I hope all of you buying ticket, all you buying a ticket and send for somebody. Watch. Junior, I think you all need to offer tickets online as well for people who might want to buy a ticket for a family member down here to go to the Little Miss Grenada pageant. I think it's going to be an excellent show. And if Shiloh's interview is anything to go by, I think we could expect a lot from the young ladies who'll be there.
Yes.
And once you have people like Najuma and Superstar and Junior George involved, it's going to be of a certain standard. Superstar, as I always tend to remind people, only person I ever know to win a Queen show, a Calypso Monarch, a Soca Monarch, everything in 1 year. The same year, the same carnival period in Garriaku, just win everything. Yes, so it's a person who knows what they want. And yes, Junior, I know you like my shirt. Like my shirt. Yeah, like it. We have another caller online.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Devon.
Good morning, my friend.
I saw that little young lady have St. Andrew's blood in her.
Oh, definitely too. Paradise heavy.
Paradise too.
Hey.
Sometime before, a couple of years before this election, I think just after the previous general election, Dr. Mitchell was in Paraclete by Hicklin's place. The NNP, the constituency had a small thing there, and Dr. Mitchell was there. And I was asked to say a few words. And one of the things that I did, I commend Dr. Mitchell for stretching out the olive branch for people like Chester Humphrey and others. You understand? And I said to Dr. Mitchell that it make it easier for him now that the NDC, the present NDC, would have to fight against the NDC before they get to the NNP to win any other election. and my prediction was right, because when you listen to Brother Chester Humphrey and how he handled the campaign, You understand? How he pour out his heart and how he tell people the truth and how he was able to convince people. It is amazing. You understand? And I want to applaud Brother Humphrey because, let me tell you something. I will follow Brother Humphrey to the end of the world before I follow most of the pastors in Grenada. There is two people that I don't know who make them experts on God. Ms. Joan Purcell and Mr. Jimmy Bristol. Apparently they become experts on God and experts on the Bible all of a sudden with a NDC agenda. You understand? I will follow Chester anyway before I follow any one of them. You understand? Good morning, Miss Thomas, wherever you is. And I have to say to the other three ladies in St. Andrews area because I have to give all of them the props now. But the Honorable Delma Thomas come first. Have a good
Right, brother.
Boy, that is one biased Northwest constituent.
Nothing is wrong with that. That's bias.
Yeah, you could do what you want. See, that's Delma.
But one issue that came up yesterday, Devon, and I think we didn't deal with it extensively, is the issue that from indications by the Prime Minister, it seems as though we're heading back to constitutional reform.
I think so.
It seems that we're heading back to that.
And that would be a very good thing.
Yeah, I've also heard Ruggles Ferguson speaking on the particular issue. He's of the view that this time around it's best to go with one issue. And then you go through a process and you can bring another issue or not other issues and so. But he's saying that this time around he thinks it's better to slim it down a bit, go with less meat.
I sort of kind of slightly differ with him.
Right, I think if you're going through the process, in my mind, while you may not go with all that you had the last
seven,
time,
I think a minimum or a maximum of 3.
Yeah, I think 3.
Yeah, you know. You could, and if you were to ask, if I could make any suggestion, one, you go the Caribbean Court is one. I would definitely give these guys another try again at the opposition leader. Right. And the other one is the date for the election. I think we can. They basically 3 straightforward ones, and so with less, headache. Because as rightly Severo said, because the mood of the Grenadian people is already there with the whole constitutional reform and everything like that. It will be much easier this time around to get the issues across.
But not only that, I think. Having learned from the last referendum, it would be important to take a little more time and explain, because there are people now who are telling you that they voted no, but they didn't know what they were voting no against.
Exactly.
Which means that there was a failure, and we must admit that there was definitely a failure somewhere within the process. There would have been a failure as to what the people were voting on, if they knew for a fact what they were voting on. Because I'm of the view that many persons may not have voted no on some of the issues if they had understood.
Yes.
You see, there was this movement of people that were just saying vote no against everything. Because they were looking at the entire issue simply from the perspective of politics, but not sensible politics. They were looking at it from the perspective of, we're going to score some sort of victory against the New National Party.
Revengeful way.
But that's what it ended up as. In their mind, they saw it as a victory, but it was a Pyrrhic victory in that they got the victory, but it was at such a cost that it cost them in the end. Look what happened to them
everything
this year. Look what happened to them now. And now they have to hope that something is offered to them. I'm hearing all the discussions about, this one offer and that one. Absolute nonsense. They have to hope now that something is offered to them. I don't know how they're having the discussion before anything is offered to them, but they're now looking to see if they can get into Parliament somehow.
And one of the things that they did, they were telling you going about, vote your conscience and vote your this. Now I'm wondering, during the election, how come, as somebody said, how come they didn't telling people to vote your conscience? During the election, it was all about voting for NDC and voting for this and voting for that. But it was not about voting your conscience.
So
see?
I think it's I think we're at a good point now to start the process.
Oh yeah, very early.
I think we're at a good point right now. Mr. Prime Minister, don't wait.
Don't wait at all.
Start the process right now.
Give reform
the committee. Call Dr. Alexis. call Mr. Ruggles Ferguson,
Mr.
call,
Branch.
yeah, Mr. Robert Branch, and so on, and start the ball rolling early.
Again,
especially when it comes to the issue of the Caribbean Court of Justice.
Yes,
Grenada has spent millions of dollars, my money, and every one of you all money. They have spent millions of dollars on the Caribbean Court of Justice, and yet still we are not using it as the final court for us to send our cases to. We're still sending cases to the UK. The UK don't even want to be dealing with our cases, but we still have to be sending cases to the UK.
Imagine that, they refusing, they don't want money, but we're fighting to give them money.
But not only that, they don't use it as their final court.
No.
But we're sending it up there to use it as our final court. So I think it is important. I think, Mr. Prime Minister, start the ball rolling. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Scott.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Devon.
Good morning, my friend.
And to your listening audience, both here and abroad, because I'm convinced right now that this program is worldwide, so we cannot pretend we don't know that there is people all over the globe listening to you all. Now, I want to start. No, the CCJ, the Prime Minister mentioned that in the ceremony that took place last Sunday.
Yeah, that's what we're pushing the story from, because we got it there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see this is close to his heart. You know what I mean? And there is no question, Mr. Scott. We give the Prime Minister and this party the mandate to do things, and we expect this kind of things to get done. But listen, let me say, do you know, in the last referendum we had, no, not the last one, because the last one we had was the election referendum, and we won, but the previous one, that they tell the people to vote no across the board. They tell them so much that, did you know that even when they change their mind now, and in the last one, and they tell the people to vote yes for them, the people still voted no. Now here, the Prime Minister made it very clear last Sunday that it will not be business as usual this time. People must do their jobs and do it properly. This is the mandate we gave to Dr. Mitchell and the government, and we expect them to carry out this mandate. Managers must manage, supervisors must supervise, and line staff must become productive. Wastage must be seriously curbed. The use of government vehicles must be managed to the extent of killing two birds with one stone whenever possible. Drivers must log in their runs at all times. Damages to vehicles must be accompanied with a proper report. Whether it's those responsible for the debushing program or other housing assistance program and other instituted national program, they must do it fair and do it to the best of their ability. So in the future, whenever we go to these people, this complaint should be literally non-existent, because the bottom line, the big picture, our goals and objective is to render the NDC ineffective, irrelevant, and a non-factor in the next general election. Guys, we must never sit down. We have a work to do, and we must do it properly. But give me 1 second here. Do you know, Devon?
Yes, my friend.
We cannot be hypocrite about that because Mr. Scott been in there. I must confess that I have never stepped into any organization, be it political or otherwise, with that level of organization like what I have seen inside of the NNP. Caring, you know, they care about people, and they have the ability to get things done. I have to come to the conclusion, brothers, that the NNP, I didn't believe it before. The NNP is not just a political organization. The NNP is an institution, and as a former NDC member, Devon, I don't know if you share the same opinion, but as a former NDC, as a former committed and dedicated NDC member, I am very proud to be a part of such an organization like the NNP. Gentlemen, Have a pleasant day.
You have a
Thank
wonderful day. And definitely I share the same sentiment with you in terms of being in an organization that I know that is organized, right, and is definitely has been, right, and will continue to get things done for the Grenadian people.
Yes,
you know?
indeed.
Service,
So
most important.
Let's remind folks there. So, folks, tomorrow, the police sports club, they're having their activity at the police barracks. Yeah, it's a stag lime. So they have that going on there tomorrow from 3 p.m. So you can head on out to that activity. On Saturday, yeah, from 6:30, but you could go from 6 and start to eat from 6 to 6:30, and then from 6:30, you have the Gospel Fest that's taking place there at the Deluxe Cinema in Grenville. So that one is going to be a wonderful one as well. Remember, you can check all the New Testament churches.
Tickets are $20, any one of the New Testament churches.
Or you could buy your ticket at the point.
At the point in there. And if you see Taff running about, just stop him and give him a 20, you'll get a ticket.
Yeah. So
You know,
you can handle that.
Yeah.
Nice. So you have that one as well. Then you have the Little Miss Grenada pageant coming on in May.
On the 25th of
The
May.
25th of May at the Spice Basket. Young ladies between the ages of 8 and 12 representing the various parishes around Grenada. It's going to be a wonderful show. Folks, be there. And let me just tell Junior and them now, make sure you all get Ijamo to sing there.
Yeah.
Make sure you all get Ijamo to serenade. Check Jefferson Ramirez as well. Yeah? I tell you all the thing. Get Jefferson Ramirez. That guy could sing. What? That youth man, he could sing. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm watch that boy. Man. Watch out, you know. Yeah, boy. Right. Yes, folks. 440-7377.
Yes, 347-329-3101.
But as we said as well, it's best time. It's the best time. We can't sit down.
No, we
so
can't.
It's best time. Get the ball rolling on that constitutional issue. And then even if we have some that are dealt with early and we deal with some more afterwards.
The second half.
But once we have the process started in America, you have the First Amendment, and they keep talking about the amendment rights. They had the original Constitution, and over the years they have made amendments or additions, changes, omissions to their Constitution. Well, I don't really think they omit anything, but they added to their Constitution. So you hear them speaking of their First Amendment and their Second Amendment and the Third Amendment rights. So even in the great United States, they have made amendments to their Constitution over the years. In other countries, you've had some total overhaul of the Constitution. Regionally, we've had that happening with one or two countries now within the Caribbean, but in South and Central America. Within the Caribbean, we've attempted constitutional change over the years. But once it becomes diluted with politics, the only ones to suffer are each and every Grenadian. Grenadians going to suffer. Because look at the situation now that you have 23,000 people voting for a particular party, not winning a seat, and therefore having no representation in Parliament, having to hope that the Governor General might call them and say, well, can you kindly send forth someone to sit in the opposition benches? That did not have to be the situation.
They choose to do that.
Even before that point, there was offered a formula for proportional representation that was offered before in the initial discussions that the committee had. That would have even given the NDC a certain amount of seats and the NNP a certain amount of seats according to the amount of votes.
Proportional representation.
Certain people in the committee fought it tooth and nail, they fight it down. But it would have been a situation now where the NNP would have had X amount of seats and the NDC would have had X amount of seats. Proportional representation. So your party gains a certain amount of votes, they are allotted a certain amount of seats in the House of Parliament. Again, certain people shut that down. So the final one that went to the people was the leader of the opposition. The party that has the most votes after the party that wins would therefore be able to send forward an individual to become the leader of the opposition. Not necessarily the leader of the party. The party would sit and decide who they're sending forward. But again,
they shut it down.
But a lot of people now are hearing this, and to them it's sounding fresh to them. It's like they're hearing it for the first time, because the only thing that many of them erroneously thought was that, the government trying to legalize gay marriage, which was the furthest thing from everything. And the sad part about it was people like Claudette Joseph knew that because she sat in the meeting that I was in on the committee when we made it clear that that was not part of what we were attempting to do. Yeah, not part of what we were attempting to do, and that what was put forward could not allow that to happen. Politics. But if what is there now was left as is, it leaves the door open for that sort of thing. Definitely. But some people just wanted to get onto a high horse, thought they were making political mileage, and
jumping, and
we saw how that political mileage helped them. We saw how that helped them.
I mean, it was so unnecessary with the barrage of things that they did when we tried to reform, help reform the Constitution. I mean, distasteful, for Grenadians to be, in that type of behavior when we're trying to do something good, But hey, again, politics have a way, life have a way of turning on you when you're not being nice to your fellow men. And that is what most of you were doing. You were not nice to the Grenadian people, So they turn around and they basically treat you the same by not entering you into Parliament.
Yeah, so I think it's time, and please, I'm saying it from now, let us approach the issue of constitutional reform as patriotic Grenadians, not as members of the NNP, so we're voting for this bill this way because we are members of the New National Party. Not we voting on this bill in this way because we are members of the National Democratic Congress.
Nope.
Let us look at the issue of constitutional reform way past political parties. Because the Constitution of Grenada, the 1973, I know you think it's 1974. No, it's the 1973 Constitution. The 1973 Constitution that was put in place in 1974 of Grenada, that Constitution was there before it had a new national party. It was there before it had a National Democratic Congress. It was there before it even had a Sheldon Scott, because I wasn't born in them time there. And time the main dream to come about yet.
You're a baby, man.
I wasn't even a baby. I wasn't born. I was nowhere around.
The idea didn't have hatch.
So that's what I'm saying. That even in the future, who knows? These political organizations may not even exist in the future. At one point in time, no one thought that the Grenada United Labour Party would have been a party that hasn't showed up for the last few elections. Nobody in the 1970s would have thought of that. Yeah? Which is why it's important, what the last caller said, that the New National Party, though, is an organized institution. And as such, there's a structure to the New National Party, and so that's an important point to make. Unlike other political parties that allowed themselves to, you understand? Yeah, unless it is like some of the other political parties that we've seen fall by the wayside over the years. You had the TNP, which came out of the New National Party. Actually won seats in an election, and
they won 2 seats.
That's it, gone. The PLM never won a seat, but had a good showing once or twice. MBPM again, their best showing would have been in the 1984 election. I think the candidate with the best showing would have been Einstein Louison out in St. John. Again, that party no longer around. The Grenadian Christian Democratic Party won 1 seat in the 1976, is it 1976? 1972 election. That would have been, oh boy, what's his name? In St. Patrick, he won St. Patrick East. He beat Dr. Wellington Friday. He was formerly a member of the Grenada United Labour Party. Oh boy, I'm trying to remember his proper name right now, and it's slipping me. But he would have won that seat on the Grenada Christian Democratic Party back in 1972 was the election after that. So that would have been 1976.
No. 1976 was only 2 parties that dominated. The Alliance.
You sure you're saying that?
Oh, sure on that. The Alliance and the GULP. The Alliance was a combination of NJM, right, and the GNP, right? And they won 6 out of the 15 seats. GULP won 9. All right, so I know that's the 2 parties that dominated the 76. The 72 election would have been something like that. All right, but not the 76. I'm sure on that.
That's why I'm checking.
Yeah.
You know I'm checking.
Definitely sure on that. And so, And even the New Jewel movement and so would have been a political organization before the revolution, during the revolution, and they basically...
I know I was right. 1976 election, Winston White.
Yeah, but he ran, but he didn't win.
No, he won. He won.
UPP?
No, CDLP. Christian Democratic Labour Party.
Okay.
He got 1,548 votes.
In 76?
In 1976. And he beat Mr. Ashton Frame.
In 76, you say,
Yeah, 1976.
So how many seats they had then? If the Alliance got 6 and the GLP got 9, 9 and 6 is 15.
Yeah, but the CDLP was probably part of the People's Alliance.
Well, the People's Alliance was one organization that went into the election. So he would have been part of the alliance.
Yeah, but his party, which was part of the alliance, was the CDLP.
I understand what you're trying to say, but I'm saying in the 76 election, there were only 2 political organizations.
Yeah, but one political organization was an amalgamation of other political organizations.
Yes, but when they merge, they become insignificant.
No, they don't.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Brother Sheldon, Brother Devon.
Hey,
Good
how are
morning,
you,
my
sir?
friend.
Yes, go right ahead, sir.
Okay, I was calling just to make a correction, but I think Brother Sheldon already did. In 1976, the People's Alliance for Liberation, which was an amalgamation of the GNP, the NGM, and the CDLP,
right,
ran against the GLP, and they won 6 of the 15 seats. Morris Bishop won for St. George Southeast, Unison Whiteman, St. George Northeast. You had Winston White in St. Patrick West, Hobart Blaze, Carriacou, Bernard Code, Tongue of St. George, and Norris Bain for St. Andrew Southwest. In 1972, however, Winston White lost that seat by 1 vote.
To Dr. Friday.
One vote.
That's why we say it's so important for everybody to cast their ballot.
To vote, because you never know.
Even recently, sticking up in there, recently in Antigua and Barbuda, the island of Barbuda, the person that just lost the seat won that seat by 1 vote the election before. And they lost it by 1 vote the election before that. But they lost it by 100 this time, so something cannot take place there.
Right. But that's why we always say, every vote counts.
Yes.
Every vote counts.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so very much, caller.
You're welcome.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah, it's the People's Alliance, but the CDLP, because on the records, because I'm checking the records now, it doesn't have it as People's Alliance. It has NGM, GULP, Independence, and the CDLP.
In 76?
Yeah, in 76, yeah.
In 76. So, you see, but my point I'm trying to say is that the election was won by 2 political organizations. Was run, right? The GULP and the People's Alliance.
I understand that. Up to recently, I see somebody with a old People's Alliance.
Yes. White T-shirt and thing and the Volkswagen.
Yeah, but you see, like, for instance, in St. Kitts right now, you have Team Unity. While you have Team Unity, the People's Action Movement is part of Team Unity, and then there's another party. They had a massive convention just on the weekend. They are part of Team Unity too. So, like, you have People's Alliance here. They are Team Unity, but within their organization, each political organization retains their specific identity, so that the People's Action Movement is still the People's Action Movement. They're not Team Unity. They are part of Team Unity, but they are still the People's Action Movement. You still have the other one. I can't remember the name of the other one.
You see, then that's a recipe, in my view, for disaster, right, in politics. And so, because if political parties coming together, right, and so they should be one and stay one. Because, for example, you win an election, right, with, let's say, the Unity Party, which is an election, or the People's Alliance, or whatever, you destined to have problems. You see, so when organizations and so coming together, they must define.
Not all the time, not all the time.
They will.
How it's done.
Look at the coalitions around the world, and you'll see. I mean, they try to hold together. Once they try to bring 2 parties and each party hold their identity while they're in government, you have problems.
I won't say so.
Well, we have seen it.
It has worked. It has worked out. It has worked
Where?
out. It has worked out in
Where?
different instances. It's working out right now in St. Kitts. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Sheldon and Devon.
Yes, my lord.
When you have to patch up to beat one man, there's something wrong. Into the history of Grenada, only two parties ever survived more than one election at a time. Eric Gary and Keith Mitchell. Just think about it, man.
Regionally, that's generally the trend. Two parties.
Yeah, because, I mean, Grenadans have just followed the history. Is one stroke and out. You have to form 3 or 4 parties to beat one man. Just look at it. And the same thing going to happen with Dr. Mitchell with the NMP. They have to go back to the drawing table, go back to the board, play draft, play domino, and say, boy, you know what's going on there, boy? We got to send Persuader. We got to send Simmons and find somebody else. We're begging the Governor General this time to give Persuader a chance. You know what I mean? Give Persuader a chance. Let it come forward. Let people. We only hear about him, but you know, people in here saying nothing. Only election time he running. You know, we could give Simmons a little chance. We know, sometimes he has a little fairness in this, he has a little biasness. We know that. I don't know who the third one she go call. If she go call back Ray, but but we have to stop the Kit Michelle thing. I like Ray, my boy. But you have to stop the thing every time he come there to talk about Kit Mitchell.
To be honest with you, I think his time in the Senate was absolutely wasted. I failed to see one issue that he brought forward toward the benefit of the workers of Grenada. It does not seem as though he was speaking to his constituents.
At the time, Sheldon, because Ray know that he wanted a little jam with the NDC. And the same game Claudette play. You understand what I mean? Franca did that. Remember, before long, Franca did the same thing, eh?
Yeah.
When they want to get into a party, behind closed door, they don't talking, but outside they acting like if they're so fair. But soon as the thing cool down, you see where the running go. And that's not good. That's not good for yourself and it's not good for the country. So all the time Ray playing the game, he know exactly that, Naz want him to run down in the south. So that's why you are siding with them 100%. I'm very disappointed with my family and friend George Vincent. I'm disappointed. Because I thought he'd have gone there as a man who's educated and which I think he was an intelligent man, and stand firm. When Naz and them saying something wrong, get up and get it straight. Don't just follow in them. He look bad for the country and he look bad for themselves. They have children who growing up and listening. So I think, they make a fool of themselves. You there?
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
We're listening to you, man.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question.
But give us with that chance. So help me God. Governor General, I'm begging you.
My brother, if it's
give
one...
us with that chance.
I ain't agreeing with you then. If it's one person that should be left out, definitely, and not even considered, it's him. That's my personal... that's my personal...
No. Well, Persuader never really come forward when people see him in the front. He not come and...
You can stay right where you there right now. Out.
So who we gonna put, Sheldon? Who we gonna put there?
Listen, if the Governor General, there's quite a lot of people that can be considered. I don't think that you necessarily have to delve into the pool of the twice defeated NDC candidates to pull someone out, to put them into a place that thousands of people said they don't want them. I think Grenada has...
None of them come to the forefront. And they get a licking. Franca come to the forefront. She gets a licking. I understand all them things. Let them go their way. But but without go nowhere, you're just on election time. You're posted around.
My brother, if it's one, it have two. Well, really three. That once you call them, in my mind, I would say never, and that's one of them. I would say never.
Okay. Well, if you say so, well,
no, it's a personal thing too. So I'm not afraid to say that. It's a personal thing as well.
Okay. Well, I understand that point. Well, I get your point there.
Yeah, I don't hide and shade things with people.
Never hear him only when after 5 years you hear something. Otherwise, he just there in the cold.
Well,
but anyhow, you guys have a good one.
All right, beautiful. Thanks.
You see, one of the things too, we have to realize.
That's one of the people that was putting out threats about what they would do to me before the election. And in my mind, that's one of the persons, therefore, because they have that mindset, should never be allowed to sit in Parliament except as a visitor in the visitors gallery. And I've said it on the platform, I've said it on radio, and I'll say it anyway. That individual should never be allowed to sit in Parliament except in the visitors gallery. Governor General, know you're doing that? All right, nice. Yeah. 440-7377. We have roughly about 12 minutes remaining with the program.
347-329-3101.
Yeah. Someone was mentioning there that there was another alliance. Yes, there was an alliance back in 1999. I don't think it was called the Alliance. What was it called, Devon? That grouping that came together headed by Joan Purcell and having people from different parties that came up against the New National Party in the 1999 general election, and we all know how that turned out.
NDC/GULP.
Yeah, it wasn't only GULP, it had one or two other parties there too, or two other individuals in that one too, but we all know how that turned out. And then you also had, somewhere I think about 2003, general election, you had the situation where there was a merging of the Grenada United Labour Party and another organization. I think they call themselves United Labour. That would have been the 2003 election campaign, I believe. We have a caller. Oops. We have a caller online. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Sheldon.
Morning.
Good morning to Devon.
Good morning.
How you doing, guys?
We're good.
We good.
Zingo, don't try that.
Good. Don't try that at all.
You can't hide your voice, Zingo.
You can't. Your voice get too old for that.
You can't hide, Zingo. You can't hide your voice.
I'm not hiding from you guys. Why should I hide? Listen. St. Andrews Northwest was calling. You know, they get a little defeat from me, and they, because they were working hard to see if they could bring in the biggest victory. But I told all them we're gonna bring in the bigger victory. But all in all, I see all of them begging for them guys to get a little thing in the opposition.
Me begging?
What is that one?
Me begging?
Me? Brother man, the GG will do.
I find everyone want to revisit the opposition thing for the to get a little blind.
Me, for my part one, you have 110 Grenadians. 10,000 Grenadians you could choose from, and for my part one, them you could leave them out.
Yeah. As far as I see the Grenadian people reject them
and not just once, twice.
Yeah, the only thing they should get now is Calypso in the Rekenken now.
And Parang.
Oh, this Calypso season will be very interesting.
Oh my God, I could imagine some of them topics them why we see them playing on with.
Yeah, this Calypso season will be very interesting. That's all I have to say.
So Sheldon, what's going on, man? What's going on?
We're good, man. We're good here. Well, listen, in my mind, the next election campaign has started already, huh? You've completed one, and you started. I don't know about two go on and take rest. I can't sit down, so I work in. Nice.
Well, listen. I listen to a gentleman from St. Andrews Northwest. I think what morning is that, and them men ready to pull out their brigade and start going back in every little village, every little nook, every little cranny, and make sure everybody okay, make sure everybody taken care of. And I think with efforts like that we start at the next campaign.
Yeah.
And I think every constituency should follow these guys and them. And as he said, we don't have to work much harder next time around. But let me tell you something, man. You see, I believe in hard work, and I think hard work does me. So, come next election, we're working harder. That's how we work this time. We ain't afraid to say it.
Yeah,
so you don't want to sit down. Let us sit down.
I don't sitting down.
I want a little talk here. I want to know when NNP having the gathering and pull out the green basket to beg for money.
Oh, you saw that too, huh?
I saw Sheldon.
You see the past basket and the plastic bag, all kind of thing, boy?
Sheldon, I can't believe. These guys and them got to be a bunch of jokers. After you lie to the people, you tell them all you're winning. You lie to the people, all you have plan. You still go and lie to the people and tell them, well, come down to command, we're having a celebration. Celebration? After them people talk, I see we partner. I will say we partner because I don't want to call his name. He ain't even want to call him on that program. We partner pull up one big yellow basket and he tell them people and then, well, hey, all of just a little donation because we
give
have
generously.
What a joke organization.
Sad.
Oh, brother.
It's
But
sad.
it says there's a deeper story in that, you know, Zingo. It says there's a deeper story in that. It says that the people who can and should be willing to help the organization do not have any trust, faith in that organization's competence or ability to move forward.
Yeah, I think that's a deeper story.
So the fringe people there, they'll be hanging on. And they are the ones that will be putting the little $5 and $10 in and between. When what they really need is somewhere around $500,000. Yeah.
Well, listen, I hear you making a call for the leader to. I hear people making call for the leader to resign.
Who? Me?
I hear making a call for him to resign.
Me?
He could stay there if he wants.
Me?
I want to stay there. I want the leader of that party to stay there because that is his victory for me.
I look like I offering advice to them. No, I say let everything stay as it is.
I thought you were offering advice to them.
No.
Stay there, Nazim. Stay there.
Stay there, yeah, like stay there, man.
Stay there, Nazim. Stay
The man said they have to take him down in a convention. Like me and I get off 15 on my back the next day when I do my press conference, when I get ready to wrap up, I 10-9 my thing.
One time. You shouldn't wait.
Anyway, my brother, you enjoy the rest of your day.
Guys.
Enjoy yourself, man.
We have the invitational games coming up, so.
Yeah, we hope to see you, man.
You coming down, or?
You hope to what?
Hope to see you there.
Well, how you could hope to see me? You take your big mouth. You take your big mouth with the next what morning is that. You feel like listening, you know. And you say, Bingo Balls Day. I know you're telling me now you hope to see me. What I think is that.
Well, you could be there and I don't see you, you know.
Trump
you could be there and I see you.
Trump go deal with you.
Yeah, let him keep running in and out and feel
Play
Trump watching.
in and out Trump country and feel watching you. She will deal with you.
Hey, you watch? when I thought in my country.
Exactly.
Yeah, I look in
my country. I come in their country. I come in my country.
You're coming home.
I come home.
Now, imagine it. You take a picture of Zingo in 3 feet of snow in the United States. Then you take a picture of Zingo on Grand Mall Beach.
Yes.
And say, you deported me. You say, you deported me from here to there?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
and your travelers bar. And your travelers bar right on the high day. From the beach, you go and get a drink. You understand?
Oh my God, good morning, short man. I mean to put up alive.
Oh, short man is the original.
Up on stage when Zingo singing in a way.
All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day today.
All right, Zingo.
See you guys at the invitation.
Yeah, man. One love.
Yes, indeed. Folks, yeah, I wonder if a song like this coming out this year.
Bam boom bay, let we go. This Dr. Nicole Jonah, shop like a Japanese soul. What you say? They didn't like how we operating, so they throw the man overboard. But it wasn't long before people started to ball. Then the doctors start treating cancer with Panadol. People start losing hope, so they throw Jonah a rope. Now they start to regret, cause all of them pam wet. Jonah give them a washout. From the east, west, north and south. The doctor give them a washout. He poured the medicine in their mouth. Jonah give them a washout. running for the toilet. All of them bam bam wet. Whoopi and Papunet. All of them bam bam wet. If you see them fighting for the toilet. All of them bam bam wet. Don't give them a whoosh. Oh yo. Wash out.
No, we ain't gone. We right here. We right here. I wonder if it's a part 2 of this tune this year.
What? Now wash out bad boy.
Well, my good Calypsonian partner decided to take a run. Boy, Mr. Joseph pulled him and beat him like a goat-skin drum. Hey, hey! The same Calypsonian who say he had a cell. Waiting up Richmond Hill for Dr. Mitchell. Now the man start to fret and he catching cold sweat. The same doctor you want to jail, write him prescription for his jail. Don't give them a wash out. From the east, west, north and south. The doctor give them a wash out. He poured the medicine in their mouth. Don't give them a wash out. All who eat and constipate. The doctor give them a wash out. The doctor come back to set them straight like Maca Puchette. All of them bam bam wet. If you see them fighting for the toilet. All of them bam bam wet. Whoopi and Papunet. All of them bam bam wet. If you see them running for the toilet. All of them bam bam wet.
What you see, that was trouble that start.
That one is for Cammy. That one is for you and your partners and them don't gonna bust up with us. All of them bam bam wet. Oh my God.
Yeah, that one is actually a song from 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
That's the first one I pay attention to this one.
2013, yeah. I don't know if Smalley is going to do the 2018 version.
The
but
2018 version,
it's
yeah.
a 2013 song. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning. Let me see. Good morning.
Hi, morning, Devon.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
We there.
Well, I just want to say good morning to everybody. I listen. You need a cargo busy Martin. And those in England, in America. I want to say happy Easter to everybody and have a safe holiday. Don't drink too much, don't eat too much. Remember, you all have to go back to work. Because it is the Easter season. So enjoy a happy Easter, everybody. And Sheldon?
Yes, my love.
Tell them to come down. We have sale. They could get something for $5. They could get something for $10, and they could get something for $20. Sale, pants, shirts, little
Buy out.
things that they could stay home with.
Yes.
$5 and $10, and we have nice little panties and little children's stuff, and have money bags for the busmen.
All right.
Nice. I helping out everybody.
Yeah, man.
Anyhow, all you have a blessed weekend.
Same to you, my love.
And a blessed weekend and Easter and everybody. And be good.
All right, darling.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Today look as Friday, you have to say weekend.
What?
Because the people in town busy, they get a salary only.
I hope.
Yes. Money run.
I get a salary already.
I hope you had a
Have
bucket.
a good day.
I hope you had a bucket for eggies and them they
Bye-bye.
still,
A good dog day yesterday. I make sure I passed by Kavi yesterday.
Kavi. Oh, God.
Yeah, somebody asked me to write that. Depot, you're here? Depot here, right?
Yeah, Depot is here.
Depot, I ain't see you, you know?
No, we didn't see
I ain't see you. I know you. I hear you here, but I ain't see you
Depot
yet.
just pop up in the studio, you know,
When I
man.
passed by Camille yesterday, I think she told me he ain't too long past.
Yeah, he was there since in the
yeah,
call.
Depot there. But folks, watch, let me wrap it and give the people the tune again.
Yes,
they
they asked for the tune again.
All right. So that's all the time we have for Hard Talk. It's been wonderful being here with you. My name is Sheldon Scott.
I'm Devon Romain.
And whatever you say and do it safe and secure, because we want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Let me run the tune, Mr. Man, on the live. Let the people hear the tune first before you go and come off the thing here, because then people want to hear the tune.
They are wet bam bam.
Bam boom bay, bam boom bay. Let we go. This doctor they calling Jonah, sharp like a Japanese sword. What you say? They didn't like how we operating, so they throw the man overboard. But it wasn't long before people started to ball. Then your doctor start treating cancer with Panadol. People start losing hope, so they throw Jonah a rope. Now they start to regret, cause all of them bam bam wet. Wash out. Bam boom boy.
New education minister to lead a team to tackle issues in need of attention in that ministry. Details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Tuesday, March 27th, I am Wendy Edmond. Grenada's new education minister says that she will soon engage stakeholders in the sector to discuss how the ministry and GUT can work together to address a number of critical areas of concern. Addressing the 57th annual conference of the Grenada Union of Teachers on Tuesday, Honorable Emmeline Pear says they must work together on matters like school leadership and management, school infrastructure, performance management, curriculum reform, and revision of the Education Act, among others.
In the coming weeks, I would lead a team that will engage all of our stakeholders to discuss the way forward. An immediate review will be undertaken and discussions will be taken to signal the urgency, and decisions will be taken as we signal the urgency with which we must address the issues and challenges that we face.
Delivering the State of the Union address, GUT President General Lyden Lewis said he remains committed to a promise made at the 2017 conference towards the restoration of pension and gratuity and looks forward to June when they can clear the path for payment. To those whom he says criticized them for signing the MOU, he advised that there is no bad time to sign an agreement that will bring benefits to members and their families.
Going forward, the union would place emphasis on the following. We will ensure that the pension restoration is completed and members get their deserved benefits. We intend to host the Young Leaders Training funded by the CUT and Education International in April or May of this year. Mr. President Monrose, please help and ensure that this happens. We intend to push for further regularization until all of the teachers on the current list of the remaining 50 are made permanent.
During the conference held under the theme Securing Our Union's Future by Building Broader Perspectives for Better Outcomes, awards were presented to a number of members, while the Honorary Membership Award was presented to Mistress Leonora Judge Muckmeyer. Director General of the OECS, Dr. Didacus Jules, says it is unfortunate that Grenada's attempt at a referendum 2 years ago have turned out the way it did. Grenadians went to the polls in November 2016 to vote on 7 bills, namely Elections and Boundaries Commission, ensuring the appointment of leader of opposition, fixed date for election, name of state, rights and freedom, term of office of Prime Minister, and CCJ and other justice-related matters. Dr. Jules, speaking with GIS following the swearing-in of government ministers on Sunday, said the proposed bills represented a bold step for Grenada to move away from the United Kingdom's Westminster system.
Prime Minister Mitchell as well as Prime Minister Gonzalez had tried last year, I think it was, to do a referendum that was a very progressive initiative aimed at setting term limits, going to the CCJ, ensuring proportional representation in Parliament. These are measures that have been discussed for a long time in the region, recognizing the need to improve on and address some of the imperfections of the current inherited Westminster system. And it's unfortunate that this was made into a partisan football, and now we see that this situation has occurred.
It's a subject that was also addressed by Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell during his recent swearing-in ceremony at the Grenada Trade Center.
It's unfortunate that we did not seize the opportunity. On the referendum, recognizing the possibilities, it's unfortunate and it's now left in the hands of the Governor General to have some semblance of opposition or independent forces in the Senate of the country. That was presented to all parties. Some of us chose unwisely to vote no.
Despite this, Dr. Jules commended Prime Minister Mitchell's decision to include the opposition in the decision-making process.
I am heartened by Prime Minister Mitchell's call for inclusiveness because, as he pointed out, there are 20,000 Grenadians who voted for the opposition, and these voices should be encouraged and included in decision-making going forward.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
The season is coming. Saturday, 7th April, the Spice Mass Corporation launches the Caribbean's biggest summer festival. Spice Mass 2018, 10 Plainfield, from 3 p.m. It's one exhilarating experience with display of fancy mass, traditional mass, jab jab, moko jumbi, and performances from Soca King, Boise, Groovy King, Dash, Road Match King, Lil Natty and Thunder, Calypso King, Rootsman Kelly, plus hand performances and presentation of the 2018 Carnival Queen contestants. For the kids, there's bouncing castle, face painting, and fun derby. Spice Mass Launch 2018 brings the entire family. Log on to spicemassgrenada.com for more. I love it.
A call has been made to reopen the dialogue on joining the Caribbean Court of Justice. Most CARICOM countries are signatories to the original jurisdiction of the Trinidad-based CCJ, which was established in 2001. But only Barbados, Belize, Dominica, and Guyana are signed on to the appellate jurisdiction. Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell says it is time to look at the issue.
Today, I make a call again for the reopening very soon of a dialogue on the CCJ and the development of a united front going forward. For this issue shall not divide us and should not divide us along lines of party or class.
Bishop of the Diocese of St. George's, Clive Harvey, has warned government ministers that corruption is real and cannot be taken for granted. He was at the time delivering the gospel during the swearing ceremony at the National Cricket Stadium. Bishop Harvey focused his message on the Easter season, specifically Palm Sunday. He highlighted the various uses of the palm and mentioned that accepting bribes or even bribing is unacceptable. He said leaders are exposed and more vulnerable to the practice of corruption.
You may aspire to the top, but never forget that God Himself found His purpose in not clinging to office, not clinging to His own divine nature, but emptying Himself for the sake of those He loved. Can you, as you put your hand on that Bible, think of emptying yourself for the people you want to serve?
He challenged them to remain humble, even as they move forward in their quest to be great leaders.
When corruption starts, it starts on both sides of the fence. Both sides. It is not only the leader who is prone to it sometimes, or may become a victim of it. It is the person who offers it in the first place. And that is us. And I dare say that does not exclude ministers of the cloth. So the palm can greet you, but the palm can also be greased to poison you. And that is something that these folks must never forget.
And that's the National Report for today, Tuesday, March 27th. I am Wendy Edmond, thanking you for viewing.
there's so much going on with the NNP, and we're just getting started. From candidate launches to contests, events, and breaking news, be in the know. Get notified first about big events and announcements. Plus, we're here to listen. We want to hear from you. Leave us a comment, tell us what's working and what's not. Like what we're doing? Let us know. The NNP is working for you. Interact with us on Facebook. Come on, Grenada, get connected. Like us on Facebook /NNP Grenada and keep moving.